Morgen. Wie geht's? That is the end of the coffee, by the way.
Yikes.
There may be a half a pot left in that can. Good morning. Oh, let me hit that button. Look what I found.
You say you found. No,
How you doing, Sugar?
You've known exactly where I've been. I've been at work. I mean, yeah, but I'm here. I'm glad. Look, people, I swear, Meme War Monday in particular, I want to be here for the meme dump. It's just, those of you with jobs and responsibilities and ambition, understand, like, I can't be in two places at once on Monday morning.
You could have more ambition. Or coffee. Coffee is ambition. It's a hot black cup
it's
of good shit
liquid
done.
ambition. That is correct.
So
anyhow, I'm glad to be. Excuse me. I'm glad to be back. At least I get to be here for Woke Wednesday. How have you been the past couple of days, Chris?
not bad. Yesterday I waxed a little philosophical and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole on some Kierkegaardian self-design, talking about just putting together your New Year's resolutions. And one of the resolutions that I asked everybody to think about is getting involved, because, like we've talked about, one of the problems that we have as conservatives in the political space overall is the enemy doesn't have jobs, right? They don't miss a live stream because they were at work. More importantly, they don't miss a paid protest because they were at work. And so, one of the things that I'd like to see our audience doing, find your local GOP and go to a meeting and see what they've got going on. Go sign up, go register voters at the Cherry Blossom Festival table once a year. Go help them work a gun raffle. Like our GOP group here, they do a gun raffle, 4 or 5 times a year at least. In fact, Sergeant Major won a shotgun in one of those gun raffles.
Nice.
Year before last, I think.
And Alex from the TPS report, who's already been banned off of YouTube again, by the way.
Of course.
Like, seriously. Anyhow, Alex from the TPS report, and I'm still digesting this. He blew me all the way out of the water with this. He says we should just go full bore and figure out how to ballot harvest ourselves. If that is the game, we learn how to play it and win it. And I'm still, and this is not pick on Alex. I'm just saying, you're talking about getting involved. It just made me think Alex has talked about this, and he says, yeah, get involved. Figure out the best way to ballot harvest.
Yeah, and that's a big can of worms to go down. I am having difficulty thinking about that subject, and the biggest problem is, we are at a, even if we actively engaged in ballot harvesting as conservatives, we're at a massive disadvantage on ballot harvesting, because quite simply, a leftist can go and walk into an apartment building and in 2 or 3 hours harvest 200 ballots
Yeah.
easily. Whereas for us to do it, you got to drive out of the country, and you might harvest 2 or 3 ballots per hour, not 200 or 300. The numbers are working against us, and that's part of the whole thing. Okay, so this is a rabbit hole that I don't want to get too far down, but that is part of the whole thing that we've talked about. That this is not there are no red states. There are no blue states. There are only red states with blue cancers, but those blue cancers are dense. There's a lot of people there. But that's not what the show is this morning. We're going to talk about TikTok.
It's Woke Wednesday.
It is Woke Wednesday.
So
and there are
this is
very
also
few
getting
things
involved.
more woke than TikTok. Which is why the previously anonymous but now doxed account Libs of TikTok has been so effective and popular on Twitter. Libs of TikTok is a Twitter account that goes and just scrolls through TikTok and finds the craziest stuff, like your LGBTQ teachers talking about how they go out of their way to convert children, how they push gender ideology, how they convince little boys that they're actually little girls, and all that garbage. And Libs of TikTok got doxxed precisely because she was doing good work. She was shining the disinfecting rays of sun onto the filth that is the grooming habit of TikTok generally. But the headline that we want to talk about this morning: U.S. House of Representatives bans TikTok on its devices. Right, now we're going to read this article, but before we even get to that, there has been a lot of conversation about the involvement of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, in TikTok. TikTok is a Chinese property, which means it's a Chinese government property. There's no such thing as a product out of China that is not wrapped up with the Chinese Communist Party. If you are an American who owns an American business and you do your manufacturing in China, you are doing business directly, not just trading money with, but actually taking supervisory roles from Chinese Communist Party members. The law over there requires that the government have direct involvement in all the business that's going on over there. So there's that. But before we even get to the question of the obvious security breach, the obvious national security risk that is having TikTok on government ISs, information systems, we're talking about in this article, we're talking about phones that are owned by the House of Representatives. Fruit Ninja should be banned on those phones.
You're showing your age.
YouTube should be banned on those phones. Facebook should be banned on those phones. Forget about the national security question for just a second. This is your professional phone that's paid for by U.S. taxpayer dollars. If you want to doom scroll Twitter or post your nurse dances on TikTok, you need to do that with a phone that I'm not paying for, sunshine.
I would somewhat disagree. I don't think you should ban social media from the phones. If social media is the public square, so to speak, then it's appropriate for members of the House to have social media on their phones. But Fruit Ninja, yeah. But I'm with you in spirit. I just disagree with part of the application. Man, TikTok. Ooh.
So the article reads, TikTok is now banned on any device owned and managed by the U.S. House of Representatives, according to Reuters. The House's chief administrative officer, CAO, reportedly told all lawmakers and their staff in an email that they must delete the app from their devices because it's considered high risk due to a number of security issues. Everyone detected to have the social networking application on their phones would be contacted to make sure it's deleted, and any future downloads are prohibited. Okay. I used to work in the intelligence community, and Google, back then and still today, Gmail, we were all warned that absolutely, you cannot use Gmail for any professional communication, and you should not use Gmail for any personal communication, because Gmail is so compromised. It's basically just, you're basically applying for a direct wiretap into your private communications for the Chinese Communist Party. TikTok, Google was not developed originally by the Chinese Communist Party, but it's deeply compromised by them. TikTok was developed originally with the direct involvement of the Chinese Communist Party. This is but the latest development in a series of moves the U.S. government has made to block the app from devices it owns. Last week, lawmakers approved a $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill that included provisions that would prohibit the use of TikTok on executive branch devices. Okay. How much does it cost to send an email, or hell, a bulk text message to all of those phones? Delete TikTok now. Right? I understand it's not necessarily a budget line item in the omnibus bill, because hell, it's a spending bill in name in name primarily. That doesn't mean that there are not non-spending measures in it. It should mean that. That came after the Senate unanimously voted to approve the No TikTok on Government Devices Act that was introduced by Senator Josh Hawley, Republican from Missouri. As Reuters notes, 19 states had also banned or at least partially prohibited the app's installation and use on staff devices they own or manage. When the omnibus passed, TikTok spokesperson Brooke Oberwetter told Engadget that the company is disappointed that Congress has moved to ban TikTok on government devices, calling it a political gesture that will do nothing to advance national security interests. That's just false.
Which part is false?
That it is a political gesture that will do nothing to advance national security issues. That's just demonstrably false.
Well, they've already had TikTok on the device. Like, you click that. Thanks. They've already had TikTok on the device. Like, isn't the device compromised? Like, don't you need to just basically throw that phone away and start over?
That would be preferable, yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like the guy who did not work for the intelligence community and just has to make certain assumptions. But one would assume if the Chinese want you to download the digital crack to your device so they can spy on you and steal all your personal data, they're going to make it difficult to give the digital crack up.
Yeah, once you've downloaded TikTok, you can basically take it to the bank that your phone is permanently compromised. Now, for most of you out there, that your phone is permanently compromised once you've downloaded TikTok is, you incur risk there, but that risk is minimal. But I'll tell you what, I've been through one of these cases myself. You get wrapped up in some legit identity theft, a legitimate identity theft situation. It is a pain in the ass, and you will not recover everything.
Well, okay. So, first of all, you don't have to worry about me downloading TikTok.
Right.
Like, that was never an issue. Okay? It's like Snapchat, but better. Oh, well, I never downloaded Snapchat either. So I'm either way behind or I'm way ahead. And it turns out I'm way ahead. It's sort of like being slightly suspicious of a certain shot. Sometimes following your instincts.
Yeah, I've seen TikTok videos when they're shared on other social media stuff, like Libs of TikTok sharing it on Twitter, for example. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So,
well, okay, but so
this is a long time coming. This should have happened a while ago.
Okay, it should have happened a while ago. It should have happened near instantaneously. Okay, but we had other concerns during the Kuf lockdown and everything else. It's almost like that virus came along at just the right time to screw everything up. And before you say, "Hey, Cameron, like that's tinfoil hat territory," well, I'm going to tie all this together. Watch this, okay? The Twitter files. They've already shown that, like, you know, the FBI and the CIA have no problem whatsoever putting their thumb on the scale with Twitter. And now it looks like, yeah, hell yeah, they do it with Reddit, and they do it with Twitch, and they do it with Facebook, and they do it with YouTube, right? And
YouTube.
Yeah, and not only will they do it with like Hunter Biden's laptop, but they'll straight up lie to you about things like, oh, it turns out that for some people the vaccine might actually pose a risk, and we're not entirely sure why that is, but it is possible for some people to have a risk from the vaccine. So they'll lie to you about all this stuff. And we also know that Facebook, you basically agree to let it spy on you so that it can run ads. Like, and I figured out how to hack the system. I just occasionally type the word boobies into my space bar on Facebook, so they'll keep sending me pictures of like Victoria's Secret models.
Okay.
It's, hey, if I have to see the ads, I'm going to control what kind of ads I see. And I see nothing but ads for camera gear and lingerie. It's wonderful, okay? So TikTok is really just the natural endpoint of all of this social media bullshit, okay? China's not really doing anything that every other social media company doesn't already. Oh, you mean there's heavy authoritarian influence so they can just like directly control how the NPCs think, how you're supposed to feel, and all of that? I mean, what? You know what I think the problem with TikTok is? Why people are all butthurt over it? The Chinese are actually better at it. They would never let their citizens see the trash that's on TikTok.
No,
they would execute people
for
the kinds of things. However, they have no problem. Oh, stupid American, we feed you your own culture back to you, make you fat and stupid, right? And it worked. So that's why there's this whole circular thing with TikTok. That's why it took so long for it to get banned of government phones, because while it's terrible that we're giving the Chinese government direct access to all this shit they shouldn't have direct access to.
You mean like U.S. representatives?
Yes. See, and there's two directions I could take that joke. Well, they've already got access to the president, so...
Obviously.
But then there's the other thing that's like, yeah, but really, what are they doing that's the slightest bit different from anything any other government or corporation or any big entity is doing? Like, basically, as soon as you have a smartphone, you're in the Matrix, baby. Like...
Well...
Yes, and listen, Crackshot, I understand that TikTok is a tool of subversion, and it is more subversive than a lot of the other social media platforms. Absolutely, 100%. But is it really that different than all the other ones, or is it just kind of more nakedly obvious what TikTok is? Like, oh, okay, I don't have TikTok on my phone, but I have Facebook. So am I really that much better?
TikTok leans a lot harder into the grooming than any of the other platforms.
Oh no, I'm tracking.
That's a big part of the math there.
Oh no, I'm tracking, but I guess what I'm saying is it's not unreasonable to say that Facebook and TikTok are at least in the same ballpark, though. You got the heavy authoritarian influence. You've got the left-leaning politics that work its way in. You've got the fact that you have to give up, like, either you're buying the product or you are the product.
Right.
So I'm saying that Facebook is TikTok just with a couple of layers on top of it, so your grandma feels okay with using it. Go ahead. The FBI is going to disagree with whatever you say next, though.
No. there are some. That's a deep rabbit hole to go down. The differences between them are actually pretty substantial. The ideological weaponization potential of both platforms is similar. But in actuality, it's very different. I can't go any further down that rabbit hole.
Anyhow, at least we are going to take it off of the phones of U.S. representatives. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay? That is absolutely a good... It never should have been there in the first place. You work for fucking Congress. You've had a security briefing. I know you know. Like, I know you know.
Do you know they know? Because Eric Swalwell is still a permanent member of the House, or still a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence.
Well...
He's still there.
I mean, for a few more days.
Like, from this is from Eric Swalwell's congressional website, committees, still on the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Swalwell, who, by the way, when this story came out about Swalwell and Fang Fang, right? Information we share with third parties, we share your personal information. What is that? No. What the hell? Oh.
That's not good.
So I have this article pulled up about Swalwell, and all that it's showing me is the, screw you, New York Post. Eric Swalwell, a Chinese honey trap and FBI double standards. Rep Swalwell cut off contact with a young woman allegedly spying for China as soon as the FBI gave him a defensive briefing alerting him to the situation. Why didn't the FBI give Team Trump the same option instead of spying on them? But here's the thing that I want you to pay attention to. This article is from the end of 2020.
Right.
Right. So here we go. Definitely more than 2 years ago. 2 years in, Swalwell is still on the Intelligence Committee after having been busted with his Chinese whore spy. Right? But more importantly, apparently he was involved with the Chinese whore spy from somewhere between 2011 and 2015 all the way up to 2020. So Swalwell and Fang Fang was a thing, right?
Fang was a
House
thing.
House Intelligence selectman sleeping with a Chinese spy for, according to this timeline, at least 5, maybe as many as 10 years.
See, this is what I mean. They know. Come on. Eric Swalwell, never even had a hint of the fact that he never even had a hint of the fact that he was banging a Chinese spy. Just like, they had no idea that TikTok was bad. Oh, just like they had no idea that the FBI suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story, through Twitter. I'm telling you, man, all this is related. This is why they hate Elon so fucking much right now, because he's shining a light on all of it. Yeah, we put all our faith in these little boxes that give us infinite amount of information. It's just, if that information's not correct, we're kind of fucked, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, man, he knew. Those House members knew. Oh, gosh. Everybody says that this thing is Chinese spyware, but I'm just going to put it on my phone anyway. Whatever.
Oh, Scrimshaw points out neither did Feinstein. Yeah. Yeah, Feinstein had her Chinese spy driver for 20 years.
And look, I'm not saying that the commies, won't commie so hard that they'll try and put commies in positions of authority in the U.S. government. Absolutely, they will. Okay, that spy versus spy shit is real. Especially,
and you'll notice now that Biden's the commander in chief, we've stopped hearing the stories about Chinese spies getting busted at high levels of at research facilities at high levels of academia and colleges and universities. all of a sudden we stopped hearing those stories. That shit was blowing up the news cycle for a while back in 2018, 2019. We're busting Chinese spies all over the place.
Well, yeah, but that's not exactly where I was going with it. I'm just, look, it's all connected. They knew what they were doing. I don't believe for a second. Like, if you needed to be told, don't download TikTok to your official U.S. government phone, the problem is not fucking TikTok.
That's right.
So, anyhow, that's... Yay, I'm glad we're doing it, but, you know, would have been nice, like,
And it
3
may be
years
too
ago.
little too late, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is, dude, you're trying to plug a dam by sticking your finger in the hole. Like, good luck with that.
Little Dutch boy. All right. Y'all be safe out there. We're going to wrap this up. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow.